What are some simple yet incredibly disturbing and scary facts? You know what's really fucked up? You can have parasites and have no symptoms. When me and my mom moved to Canada, we had to do a big health checkup. My mom had giardia, amoebas and all kinds of other things. I had ascaris and another one. I still remember when I went to the bathroom and it came out, traumatized the shit, lol, out of me. We had no clue, all our vitals and blood work were pretty normal. The doctor said that any tourist that get those ends up at the hospital eventually. TIDR. Moved from third world country to Canada, test revealed we were full of parasites that could make a regular person very sick. We had no symptoms, probably had them for years. NASA simulated the response effort to a killer asteroid and determined they would need a minimum of 5 years' notice to have any chance of deflecting it, more realistically 10. We'd basically have to identify the thing leaving the Oort cloud. Kuiper belt. Edit, geez, when I went to bed last night this had 35 upvotes. Smarter minds have pointed out that the Oort cloud is very far away, and that I was thinking of the Kuiper belt, which is a large collection of asteroids outside the orbit of Neptune. Still ridiculously far away, just not ludicrously far away. Edit 2. Just before this becomes an Elon Musk proxy war, this study is about 5 years old, but they threw the kitchen sink at it, meaning they envisioned a utopia where all humanity sets aside its differences and dedicates all resources, including nukes, to deflection, and it still wasn't enough. So perhaps space rockets will get there faster, but all that means is we will fail sooner. Let's hope we get some encouraging data from DART. I don't think this is exactly simple, took me a bit to wrap my mind around it, but there's a valid reason why looking at your reflection for too long or in dim lighting makes you uncomfortable. The Truxler effect, a phenomenon where if you stare at a point long enough, the surrounding details of the stimulus fade away as unimportant, coupled with our brain's natural impulse to find faces in things. If you stare into your reflection long enough, peripheral details of your face, forehead, chin, ears, jaw, etc. will become muddled to the point where even though you will recognize that the face in the mirror is in fact a face, your brain will tell you it's not yours. Body integrity disorder. The PubMed.government website describes it as the extremely rare phenomenon of persons who desire the amputation of one or more healthy limbs, or who desire paralysis, adding, some of these persons mutilate themselves. Others ask surgeons for an amputation or for the transection of their spinal cord. Psychologists and physicians explain this phenomenon in quite different ways, but a successful psychotherapeutic or pharmaceutical therapy is not known. There are people currently trapped or kidnapped, living in someone's house, abused, used as a slave, sexually abused. They could be right next door, and you'd have no idea. A completely normal neighbor with a dark secret. I work in childcare. One of my co-workers discovered a situation like this when she was younger and just started babysitting. This middle-aged lady had a young immigrant girl tied up in her house for years. This lady used to babysit my co-worker. Her family was on very friendly terms with her. Despite literally all war propaganda from every country saying otherwise, you are not going to make an individual impact in glorious battle and die valiantly in a hail of bullets. Statistically, you are overwhelmingly more likely to be killed by an explosive device launched miles away by a vehicle you will never see, long before you ever get a chance to pull the trigger. The girl from the most extreme and illegal video Daisy's destruction is still alive to this day, and says that she can't have any kids for how fucked up her insides are. There are theories that the reason we haven't discovered aliens yet, even though we statistically should have, aka the Fermi paradox, is because all civilizations end up being wiped out before they are advanced enough to be detected, and we may suffer the same fate. A branch of this theory called the Dark Forest was covered in a Kurzgesagt video. Thanks to differences in communication and delay caused by the speed of light limit, it may take an excruciatingly long time to let an alien civilization know that we come in peace, and vice versa. By the time our "we come in peace" message is understood by them, they may have already launched undetectable planet-busting projectiles going a significant percentage of the speed of light. They don't even have to explode to cause devastation at us. So in theory, it's safer to stay silent and shoot first if you have the ability. Any civilization that is currently alive either follows that strategy, or hasn't reached that point yet. Everyone else either wiped themselves out or was too loud and got themselves offed by a scared civilization. It's scary to realize that if the theory is true, we have a chance of already being beyond a point of no return. Because of the way atoms are, if you slam your hand down on a table, there's a chance, an infinitely tiny chance, like 0.000000001 in billion x 10 to power of a trillion, so just slightly less than winning the lottery, that your hand will pass through it. My physics professor at college ran out of room to put the numbers, but apparently it is something about the way atoms are arranged and the amount of space, as it were, inside them. The man was oddly passionate. We don't fully understand how anesthesia works. Obviously, one theory is that it knocks you out and you don't feel the pain. The other theory is that it prevents you from generating any memories of the pain you experience. This theory makes sense to me, as I woke up during a wisdom tooth removal and screamed, then went under again. I have no memory of waking up at any time during the surgery. This is what I was told. The leap in technological advancement from us to a race that could actually traverse the galaxy, the universe, is astronomically ludicrous. We are absolutely nothing in comparison to any race that has created ways to reach us. Meaning any race capable of finding us would be so advanced and so much more knowledgeable than us that they could observe us without us ever knowing. They would have technologies, weapons, etc. outside our realm of understanding and would be able to annihilate us with ease, just given the fact that their ability to generate, to harness power would be unparalleled. If any alien ever came to Earth with hostile tendencies, short of a miracle, we'd be doomed. Sight is pretty disturbing when you think about it. Everything you see around you is actually just a projection on the inside of your eyeballs, and an interpretation by your brain. Even if you see something right in front of you, there is no certainty it is actually there. You're basically viewing a giant, round cinema screen, which your brain believes is the actual world. Moreover, while we see things as having color, that's also just our perception. Objectively speaking, color, as we see it, is not innate and real. Properties resulting in wavelength and the like are real, to course, but yellow-looking yellow is just a product of our brains. I don't know if this counts, but I saw a mare drop, as in killed a full-grown stallion with a single kick. Like he dropped to the ground, shat himself and died. The simple fact that a horse can be that accurate, and deadly so quickly, and with such skill disturbed and terrifies me. Like to watch it, it looked like a flick of the back hoof, but the stallion acted like he was shot. He was twice her size, and it just didn't matter cause she sought out the one weak spot like a homing missile. Love horses, but goddamn, they can be truly metal sometimes. Don't fuck with horses, especially mares with newborns. The unnervingly high number of women who are suffering from low-grade brain damage due to domestic violence. Unlike football players, they are not compensated for it, they didn't sign up for it, and no one is really talking about it. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos like this one.